Bombs away, Deontay Wilder vows to show his greatness after his long-awaited return. After losing to Tyson Fury in his devastating TKO loss, But let's see what Deontay Wilder says. He's come out, he's talking on the pod. What pod was it? He's talking on We Might Need Counseling podcast. Before I jump into it, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you drop your comments in the comment section below. Follow me on Twitter at KO Boxing Vibe 1. Follow me on Instagram at official KO Boxing Vibe. If you want to support the channel, get into the description, hit the link and drop the ting, man. Deontay Wilder's come out. He's been talking. Well, he hasn't really been talking much. We haven't really seen much of Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, we've been seeing him on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen, Deontay Wilder looks like he's living life, man. It looks like he's living life. He's talking about Telly Swift. I think his partner Telly Swift is doing some things. He's been posting about that. He's been posting. Listen, he's just been talking about I'm rich. Talking this, that, and the other. Deontay Wilder's living life, man. But when is the bronze bomber getting back in the ring? I want to see. Where is the right hand, bruv? Where is Deontay Wilder? Deontay Wilder, yeah, he's posting this. I think he even might have posted something about the Jake Paul fight against some next man. But where's Deontay Wilder? Is Deontay Wilder fighting again? It seems to be so. He might probably be coming back soon. But when? That's my question. Let's jump into the Bronze Bombers comments here. He says, we in it for a reason. I love it. I'm in love with it. But trust is hard to come by because it's money. Desperate times call for desperate measures. It's a sport that I love. I'm going to continue to do it and show my greatness in it. I got a lot of things that I want to do in the sport, but politics plays a big part in certain things happening. Management, promotional companies. There's certain guys don't want their fighters to fight certain guys because they plan for their guys. It goes along. It's a lot that goes on. Despite being adamant, says Deontay Wilder, he says Deontay Wilder says it's a money-driven business. Obviously, it says it has a lot to do with boxing, the politics of boxing. Period. Boxing is a dirty man's business. It's a dirty business, man. Some people would say it's business, but it's a good business when you are making money. I guess everyone's happy when they're making money. It's a money-driven business. I'm not gonna bash my sport. Although I speak the facts of it, it's a monster of a sport. And those are the words of Deontay Wilder. So Deontay Wilder, he's talking about, the business side of boxing. Is he alluding to it's difficult for him to get the fights he wants because of the politics? Or is he saying that people don't want to fight him because of the politics? What do you guys think? Drop your comments and let me see what you guys think about that one. But for me, this is just, it's all semantics, it's all smoke and mirrors, it's all hearsay. People are saying this, people are saying that. Listen, Deontay Wilder, if you were meant to fight Tyson Fury in a trilogy and you let the contract expire, bruv. If the contract wasn't going to expire, Deontay Wilder wouldn't be sounding the way he sounded. Deontay Wilder, his team didn't want him to fight Fury in the trilogy. Deontay Wilder didn't want to fight AJ for the $120 million from DAZN. Why? That's my question. So Deontay Wilder can talk about promotional this and promotional that, but bro, you didn't take the money and your man didn't, sort you out with your contract to fight Tyson Fury in the trilogy. So, he's not wrong in the sense that, all these things get in the way of fights happening. Yeah, you think people, will take unnecessary risks? Like all these big money men and promotional man, they view these fighters as, as like commodities, bruv. As bad as it sounds. Say, this is my guy. We can milk the money train and get as much money as possible. Floyd Mayweather was very selective when he fought top guys, but he was very selective when, he decided to fight them. He fought Manny Pacquiao way late, man. Because he knew Manny Pacquiao was going to bring the smoke, if he fought him at the right time. And Manny Pacquiao was someone that took more punishment in his career than Floyd Mayweather. So, Floyd knew what he was doing, bruv. But focusing on Deontay Wilder, talking about money-driven business, everyone knows this, bruv. Everyone knows, but every sport is a business. Football is a business. Athletics is a business. Boxing is a business. Golf is there's always interest, there's agents, there's managers, there's, endorsement, companies looking to endorse athletes and all this kind of stuff, TV rights. Obviously it's a sport, and athletes obviously will love the sport, but at a professional level, there's always business. And I hope Deontay Wilder's not like just realizing that now, because I didn't like when that. Do you guys remember when Deontay Wilder was talking about, oh yeah, I didn't sign the DAZN because, oh yeah, I was trying to be loyal to Showtime. You're being loyal to Showtime. You do know Showtime view you as a commodity, and Showtime are just, they just want to use you to get sales, right, for fights. You do know that, right? The money men don't view you as like their friend, bro. And then you saw what Showtime did. They dropped him off and he went to fight on Fox. He fought Brazil on PBC Fox, and Ortiz. This is a business, bro. Don't treat your trainer, don't treat the company, don't treat manager. They're not your friends. This is a business, bro. It's all business, and you need to make the decisive decisions. Like, listen, do I want to fight for Undisputed? Do I want to fight AJ? Do I want to fight Fury? To fight them. All this, like, just do it, bro. Do it. Just get on with it. Fight who you're meant to fight. That's it. But, before I start going on the tangent here, Deontay Wilder, for me, who's he fighting next? I don't care. I don't want to hear about the money mans and, who's doing this and like that. Who are you fighting, bro? Who are you fighting? Dylan White's fought Povetkin. Tyson Fury says he's going to fight 2 times this year, so Fury's going to be fighting soon. Who's Deontay Wilder fighting? You see, those rumors he was going to fight Charles Martin. Where did that go? Robert Helenius is there. Kaunaki, he came off a loss off Helenius. That fight, it could be a good name to fight. Deontay. I don't want to hear. I just want to see when is Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder is a tremendous fighter. The right hand, devastating fashion. Deontay Wilder is a problem for the majority of the heavyweight division. It's a problem for AJ. Tyson, he's still a problem for Tyson. Tyson Fury beat him there, but when you got power like that, anything can happen at any split second. There's a lot of guys Deontay Wilder can beat. For me, Deontay Wilder beats Dillian White. For me, Deontay Wilder beats Joseph Parker. For me, there's a lot of fighters out there with a good name that I believe Deontay Wilder can cause problems. I think stylistically, Deontay Wilder should be icing out. He should definitely have a very big chance of beating Andy Ruiz. Yeah, stylistically, he has a very good chance. He's more likely to land that right hand on AJ than Tyson Fury. These fights are available to Deontay Wilder, so he needs to get them set up, man. He needs to get them set up, roll the dice, and fight these man. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Deontay Wilder's talking about, he's still in this game. He still wants to fight. He's vowed to show his greatness. Let's see the greatness, bruv. The fights I've already said in my previous videos, I want to see Deontay Wilder in. I want to see Dylan White. Dylan White. I want to see Wilder, Andy Ruiz. I want to see Wilder, AJ. These are three fights I want to see, and I very much believe Deontay Wilder definitely has a shot of beating these 3 guys. I'm not going to jump into the long analysis of how he beats these 3 men, but, if you're looking at Andy Ruiz, obviously he's improved his fitness, but, he's not the most mobile of fighters. Dylan White the same. Anthony Joshua is more athletically gifted than Dylan White and Andy Ruiz. If Deontay Wilder gets into more mid to late rounds with AJ, there's a very good chance that Wilder's going to land that right hand. So, there's various reasons why he can beat these guys, and there's also reasons why those guys can beat Deontay Wilder. That's why I want to see Wilder in these fights, man. Who do you think Deontay Wilder should fight next? Charles Martin? Because that fight is still there. I think Charles Martin's a good fight for Deontay Wilder to come back and maybe set up a massive showdown with Andy Ruiz. That'll be massive. The Mexican fan base will definitely be onto that one. It'll be massive, man. Andy Ruiz, Deontay Wilder is a massive fight, man. But let's see what happens, man. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Deontay Wilder vows to show his greatness. Can he do it? Can he redeem himself after he's lost to Tyson Fury? Can Deontay Wilder still become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world? Does he beat Fury? Does he beat AJ? Does he beat Dylan White? Does he beat Andy Ruiz? Is Deontay Wilder finished? Can Deontay Wilder come back and set the heavyweight division alight and win in devastating fashion? Make sure you like, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, hit the link in the description. Cool.